Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. The violent left. You know, the horrible group of people that want the sick to get healthy, the homeless housed, the hungry fed, and the stupid educated. You know, the violent radicals. To those of you who haven't noticed that we are living in a sitcom written by George Orwell and Stephen King, you who, for some reason, keep waiting for Thanos or Tony Stark or SpongeBob to step in and stop this country's constant downward slide to fascism, autocracy, and oligarchy, to you, who seem to think that denying the rule of law, letting the White House take bribes like $400 million planes, crypto billions, or taking 10% of a private company, to those who can stomach the fact that our president will not release the pedophiles of his best friend, the worst pedophile in American history, for you, who won't face the president's racism.
A well-educated black.
Puerto Rico.
These are animals.
Look at my African-American over here.
They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists. They're eating the dogs.
Corruption, lying, and bankrupting farmers again.
We're going to lose 25 or 30% of the farmers in this country if they don't do something.
Mr. Trump, you looked at me, sir, and you said, I love you. Mr. Trump, I need to see the fruit of your love.
Or face the fact that tariffs are attacks on you and that we have to assume that the president raped children, to you, who only seem to pull your dumb heads out of your asses to scream, the violent left did it. This podcast is for you. The violent radical left is something sweet potato Hitler keeps screaming at every press conference and every lying social tweet he types out with his type 2 diabetes thumbs.
The problem is on the left. If you look at the problem is on the left. It's not on the right. You look at the scum.
Those on the radical left political violence.
And the guy that shot Charlie Kirk, even though his family is hardcore MAGA and he was raised Republican, may have somewhat left-leaning ideas and a possible trans girlfriend. The radical violent left so far consists of one 22-year-old kid, and he was raised Republican. So let's take a look at how violent both sides have been since this bloviating 6-time bankrupt failure came onto the scene. Of the mass shootings in the last 10 years, 84% are white men. The Cato Institute analysis says a politically motivated murder since 1975 shows a breakdown of fatalities by ideology. Right-wing ideology is responsible for 63% of deaths. That's more than half by a lot. Islamic extremism is responsible for 23%. That's not even quite a quarter. And left-wing ideology is responsible for 10% of deaths. The radical left! Jesus Christ, 10%, that's lame. Libtards, we only get 10%. We need to get our shit together. 10%, my God, we need to drink some Red Bull. All right. But let's go over how violent the left has been in the last decade. We had the George Floyd protests, and then we had, well, that's it. I mean, sure, the left may whine about pronouns and want you to say differently abled. At best, the left is annoying about your non-biodegradable coffee cup.
Starbucks, what is this? This is not cute. This is not goes with my outfit, cute iced coffee.
I'm all for helping the environment, but this is ridiculous.
It kind of spills over if it's a little too full. What is this?
But violence? Let's go over how it compares to the calm and chill right. Unite the Right rally, Charlottesville, Virginia. A Nazi sympathizer drove his car into a crowd of counter-protesters, killing one person and injuring dozens.
Right.
Then you got the Tree of Life synagogue shooting, 11 shot dead by right-wing Jew hater, pipe bomb mailings. A man who was a vocal supporter of Donald Trump mailed pipe bombs to prominent critics of Trump, including Democrats, media figures, and billionaire George Soros. Why does this guy keep coming up? El Paso Walmart shooting, Texas. An anti-immigrant gunman killed 23 people. Plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Righty, right. Buffalo grocery store shooting, New York. A self-described white supremacist killed 10 black people in a racially motivated attack in May. Attack on Paul Pelosi. Well, that was by a right-wing Nazi who had a hammer. Multiple assassination attempts against Donald Trump, all from registered Republicans. Melissa Hortman and her husband shot dead by a Republican psychopath. January 6 Republicans. The party of law and order beat cops and killed cops, all while trying to stop the peaceful transfer of power. And the cherry on the top, Kyle Rittenhouse with a side of George Zimmerman. Deadlier than other forms of domestic extremism, because white Republican guys are grumpy because they cannot get laid. Right-wing violence has consistently been responsible for more fatalities than any other form of domestic extremism in the U.S. Not the liberals, Not the people that want the rich taxed like the poor and the poor fed like the rich put in jail for the same crimes the poor are. So the next time you hear violent radical left, just know it's bullshit. We're not. And there's no evidence that we are. At least not yet. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Man, I can't believe we're so passive. Jesus Christ. I mean, we need to start kicking some ass. If they're going to call us a violent radical left, maybe we need to be the violent